I haven't worked on the LandCruiser in a while. I've been kind of stuck. I'm not an auto mechanic. I'm a do-it-yourselfer. I don't exactly know where to go next or what to do next. And I came across a great video on a guy doing a LandCruiser restoration. I know I need to get the body off of the frame. I've taken off the fenders and some other items that will help me get to the frame and the body a little better. I know one of the things I've got left to do before I can lift the body off the frame is to remove the steering column. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. This one's a little unique. The 1970 LandCruiser came with what we used to call growing up a 3 on the tree. It's a 3-speed manual transmission with the shifter on the steering wheel column, or right above the steering wheel column. Pretty excited to get working on it again. Looking forward to hopefully getting her restored over the next year. The weather's cooled off a little bit, so I'm working in the garage today and think I'll probably be able to work on it quite a bit this winter. We have bad winters in Illinois, but my garage is insulated and I think it'll be a fine place to work. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts down here that I need to remove to be able to take that plate off. That's the first thing I'm going to attempt to do here.
So it looks like it's a 10mm bolt, and just see if I can get in here and get them moving.
That one came right out. I haven't had much luck with any of the bolts on this Jeep, on this LandCruiser. About 80% of them break. This one did not, and I'm going to go ahead and take the others out off camera. Okay, the 5 bolts came out very easily, probably the easiest 5 bolts I've ever had on the LandCruiser. So I'm going to see if we can pry off the little housing with the screwdriver, and we'll see if that works. Way it wants to start. There's the bottom part. I think this is a rubber boot here that is going to get destroyed. There we go. So that came apart like so, and we'll go put that in our bag system and file it. Okay, I got those all bagged, and now we're going to work on these bolts on the underside of the steering wheel. They're both size 13 bolts. Somebody has used this one to add a choke, but try and just pull them out. Feels like there's no, it's not coming loose, so maybe there's a nut on the back. These bolts here have nuts on the back side of them that are turning as I loosen the bolts. So I'm going to try and see if by removing the speedometer, if I can get to those nuts. So I took the 2 screws out of the speedometer and I'll try to pry it out. I've had it out before and I don't remember it being very difficult. So let's see. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a brace that goes around the steering wheel. And these bolts actually go through the brace on the back side into the nut. So I'm going to struggle with this for a little while and I'll get back. Okay, I got the bolt back here out. I was actually able to get a wrench on the nut on the top of it, and it came out real easily. This one is a little more difficult. I'm going to probably call it a day for right now and come back and work on that tomorrow. But before I pull that out, I'm going to need to probably disconnect the steering wheel up front. So that's where I'll pick up tomorrow. Okay, so yesterday I was working on the steering box and I've still got some work to do on it. I was able to disconnect the 3 on the tree from the linkage so that now when you move the shifter, it isn't connected to anything and it makes it a little easier to work with. But what I've got to do today then is to continue to take apart that whole linkage down there, starting with this bolt here. I think if I take that out, we'll see what happens, but I think that might help get the steering column out. Anyhow, I didn't put taking the bolts out of the 3 on the tree on video last night because it would have been pretty boring, and I'm not going to have you watch me take the bolt out, but I'll come back after I get the bolt out. Well, I got the steering wheel off, lots of weird bolts. It's very awkward with the 3 on the tree transmission. Tomorrow I'll try to pull the steering column and the 3 on the tree out. Still lots to unhook down at the junction box. Anyhow, making progress, but real slow. All right, I haven't made much progress since the other day. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the steering wheel column out of the steering box. I've gone ahead and disassembled the steering wheel assembly, the blinker assembly, the 3 on the tree gear shift lever assembly. Can't get either one of them out of the hole in the firewall. So my next thing I'm hopefully going to do is come over here and use, I'm going to try and take the steering wheel box off of the frame, see if that will help me get access to pulling all the steering wheel and the shifter assembly through the firewall. So I'm going to take the, down here you can see the wrench. I'm going to take the pitman arm off, and there's 4 bolts holding the steering box to the frame. I'm going to try disassembling all that, see if I can get the steering box off and pull the steering wheel shaft and the 3 on the tree through the hole in the firewall. Okay, hey, that's success right there. Whew. All right, I disassembled the bracket that held the blinker assembly to the steering column, and now I'm going to try and pull the steering column through. All right. But this doesn't really, shouldn't have to pull it out this way. There should be a way to get the steering column out of the steering box without having to remove the whole steering box. Don't really see it right now, but I'll post this and maybe somebody can help me. You can see the steering column is bent. Maybe that made it harder to remove. But the 3 on the tree looks pretty good. I think I'll be able to reuse that.